Am I overreacting? Girlfriend deleted all of our photos together. My girlfriend, 25 female, and I, 26 male, are in a rough patch right now after I found her talking to an ex-fling behind my back, but have both committed to try to work through it. During this time of working on us, she deleted all of our pictures off of social media. I told her that it hurt my feelings that she did this, and she said she deleted many pictures, not just ours, and was considering deleting the app altogether because it felt weird posting anymore. About 2 days after this talk, she posted several photos of just her and a few of her dog. I feel so juvenile being hurt by this, but I have a hard time reading this as anything other than an attempt to hurt me or an attempt to start moving on. It just feels counterintuitive to the process of rebuilding trust, and I feel if I bring this up to her, then she'll get defensive and combative. Hablo Senor says, she's testing the waters. Dump her and move on. Sun Panda says, yup, she's done with you, homie. Be thankful for the good times y'all had. Spare yourself and her the hateful talk about wasted time, because it wasn't wasted. Your time with her is simply just done. Think about it. She got busted for talking to someone she used to F around with, and now she's deleted your pictures. Don't let her fool you. Hit the gym and stay hydrated. Low Profile 47 says, she deleted it because she didn't want others to know about the relationship. In short, she's testing new territories and leaving you as a plan B if it doesn't work out. She's already cheated on you, as you said, and I'm 100% sure she's there again. She wants some advice? End it for good and preserve your mental health. At the right time, you will find someone right for you. How long have you been together? And OP says, 6 months. Midwest MSW says, cut your losses. The disrespect. She's looking to see if the other side is greener. Yep, absolutely. Agree with that. A break does not mean you delete all evidence of the relationship. That's crazy, especially 6 months in. Like, the relationship is still in its honeymoon phase, and there is this much discontent, there is this much instability between you two, and she's already talking to someone that she used to mess with. I don't think you're in a relationship at all. It sounds like you were in a relationship with her, but not the other way around. As everyone else has said, time to cut your losses. You didn't waste your time. Just your time is up, and it's time to move on, OP. You're not overreacting at all. It's a perfectly reasonable reaction to have. Now you need to process that and separate entirely and move on. And now, onto the updates. You guys were right. She was moving on. She was telling me that we were working on things, but we needed to take it gradually. I continued to try to work on our relationship for about a week and a half after making my post. I was riddled with anxiety and hoping that she felt things were moving in the right direction, texting her nice messages throughout the day, doing small acts of kindness to try to uplift her. We were planning on moving in together around the new year, and she started acting weird about it, saying things like, "You don't need to rush getting your place ready for me." We started seeing each other less and less, and talking less and less, as she told me she needed time and space. When I did hear from her, she would ask me for favors or money. I had some work done on her car because it was unsafe, and I didn't want anything to happen to her. Paid for her to enroll in college because she was stressed about her life not being on track. She was going to accept $1,000 to help with her last month's rent. Thank God I didn't give it to her. She wanted me to help her with another $1,000 hospital bill. Thank God I didn't. A few days ago, my anxiety reached a head, and I logged into her Instagram account. She's been telling people that she's moving back to her home state next month for weeks. She was FaceTiming her ex at 1 a.m. She was getting everything ready to leave me and having me help, pay for it, and anxious at home missing her. We are done now. I collected my things from her place while she was at work and texted her what I found. She got defensive and verbally attacked me for going on her Instagram and going to her place unaccompanied. I blocked her on everything except her number. She blocked my number. I know it's for the best that I have my answers and that we're done, but I stupidly still miss her. I think about her all the time. This hurts. Bombshell Puka says, it's okay to grieve the end of a relationship, even if it was for the best. Be kind to yourself and allow yourself time to heal. Full Frontal says, I just can't imagine myself grieving this. She sounds awful. And OP says, it's only the bad showcased here. In hindsight, yes, I ignored and tolerated things I shouldn't have, but loving someone makes you overlook things you shouldn't, and the good times did exist. Trying to spend less time thinking of those good times these days. Relative Standard 69 says, please don't ever think that the next time you give your heart to someone that they don't deserve the exact same treatment you have given this ex. You sound like a wonderful partner and a lovely human. Someone will be so lucky to have you, and they will be so worth it. Your ex sounds awful, and no doubt will get their karma. You know that you gave her the world and it wasn't enough. Don't let her treatment of you make you bitter. My concern would be for you to think that all women are like this, etc., and they aren't. There are so many amazing women who will be worth all of this nonsense. I'm sorry that you were hurting. Breakups are the worst. But why not organize some sort of a solo trip to help heal and reflect? If you like the outdoors, look into camping. If you like the city/party, then go to a new one and book a hotel and just treat yourself. OP replies, thank you so much for your kind words. This was uplifting and needed. I think that a solo trip is a great idea. I need to recenter myself. Absolutely, OP. Go to Japan. I love Japan. That's a good place to get over a breakup, I think, because there's just so many things to do. You know, you walk down one street and there's 10 different shops and random stuff. I think you'd be too distracted with all this entertaining and interesting stuff that you wouldn't have time to think about the breakup and all the good times. Because you'd just be like, wow, everything here is so amazing. Man, the bad times really sucked, huh? Thank God I'm not there. But yeah, as Relative Standard said, please don't think that the next time you give your heart to someone that they don't deserve the exact same treatment. I do think that it's so easy to get caught up in situations like this, and then, when you're a hammer, everyone around you is a nail. To me, that's not a good mentality to fall into, and will only, exacerbate hurt in your life if you be a hurt person hurting other people. So have some self-awareness and do not repeat cycles. But, look forward to the next amazing person that's going to treat you amazingly. Our next post is by user SocietyTiny784, and it's titled, Am I the asshole for telling my sister she's not allowed to bring her homemade food to Thanksgiving because her cooking is ruining the meal? Every year, our family does a big Thanksgiving dinner, and we all typically bring a dish or two. My sister, who is a lovely person in every other way, insists on cooking something homemade every time. But the issue? She's not a great cook, and I don't mean just not great. I mean she's somehow managed to turn classic dishes into borderline inedible creations. For context, last Thanksgiving she showed up with her special recipe stuffing that was over-seasoned with random spices like cinnamon and cardamom. It was dry, and the flavors were confusing and totally off for stuffing. Only one person took a small bite, and the rest went untouched. Another year, she bought a green bean casserole that has some kind of strange, chewy texture. She later admitted that she used coconut milk and almond flour to experiment. No one wanted seconds of that either. This year, I'm hosting Thanksgiving. Since I'm responsible for putting it all together, I wanted to keep the menu consistent so that people could actually enjoy a cohesive meal. I thought I'd avoid drama by asking her to bring non-food items instead, like wine, soda, or even some flowers. I explained to her, very kindly I thought, that I just wanted to make things easy and streamlined, and I would handle the main dishes. But she didn't take it well. She got offended and told me that I was being controlling and shutting her out of the family gathering. She then accused me of making her feel inadequate and said that Thanksgiving is about everyone contributing, not me deciding what is acceptable. I told her that everyone appreciates her efforts, but that she could contribute in other ways and still be a part of it. She doubled down and said she's bringing her famous green bean casserole, whether I like it or not. My mum and a couple of other family members have chimed in, saying I should just let her bring whatever she wants because it's Thanksgiving and it's the thought that counts. They're acting like I'm committing some huge offense by wanting the food to be enjoyable for everyone and not have random experimental dishes that no one will eat. But I feel like I'm just trying to keep the meals enjoyable and, frankly, edible. I don't think it's wrong to want guests to actually enjoy the food, especially since I'm putting in a lot of effort to host. Am I really being unreasonable here? Am I the asshole? Natural War 1261 says, let her bring it. Maybe she's been practicing and it's good. If not, maybe she'll get the hint. Let her bring what she wants, but make an actual alternative dish yourself for everyone to actually eat. I have a niece that used to do something similar, always changing or substituting some key ingredient so that it tasted awful. Star Mummy 41 says, my mum does this. She's constantly asking for my recipe for something, changing the ingredients and making it awful, and then telling everyone that it's my recipe. I've started refusing to give her recipes. She is not putting my name on her awful creations. Vernon President says, I've always avoided this by I'm host, my rules. For people that want to contribute, I provide suggestions and they pick one. No complaints have ever been listened to. And OP replies, honestly, I think that's the way to go. My house, my rules keeps things simple, and it avoids turning hosting into a juggling act of other people's demands. Giving suggestions is a great idea too, since it lets people contribute, but keeps things manageable and in line with the overall meal. I might have to take a page from your book in the future. It's clear that I've spent way too much energy trying to keep everyone happy. And sometimes, setting firm boundaries is just easier. Thanks for sharing. I'll definitely keep this in mind for next time. My mum definitely had a phase like this herself, and I just remember these god-awful banana bread brownies with almonds in them that she made, where she substituted flour for baking soda. I was like, what is this? What are you doing? Baking is a science. Baking is not a suggestion. Oh my god, that was one of the meals of all time, that's for sure. So yeah, if you're in the position to host family dinners, whoever is listening to this, I suggest listening to OP and the people in the comments. Make sure people follow My House, My Rules, because I wouldn't want to subject you to the horrors of mankind that my mum subjected me to. But hey, if you guys love psychological torture, go ahead and just, no, my house, your rules. You can do that if you'd like. Back up to the post, there is an update. Alright, well, things have escalated fast. Thanks to everyone who offered advice. I tried to compromise, but it's already turning into a whole thing, and Thanksgiving is still a few weeks away. After our last conversation, my sister was being pretty cagey about what she planned to make, so I reached out to my mum, hoping that she would help smooth things over. Instead, she got defensive, saying I'm overthinking and that it's just one dish. I told her I wasn't sure that it was just one dish anymore, especially after hearing about my sister's grocery haul, including canned oysters and edible glitter. Oh man, I'm putting the dunce hat on the sister for that one, what the hell? Then my mum let slip that my sister has been hard at work on some creative menu that she's planning as her Thanksgiving surprise. Apparently, she's been telling the family group chat, which I wasn't included in by the way, that I'm being controlling and that she wants to expand everyone's palate with something truly unique. Those are fighting words. To top it off, my cousin sent me a screenshot from the group chat where my sister said she's not bringing one, but 3 dishes to Thanksgiving now. She's calling them her Thanksgiving trio experience, complete with her own place settings and little menu cards that she's designing. I'm officially panicking because I have no idea what she's planning to serve, and from what I've heard, it's not remotely traditional. At this point, half the family thinks I'm overreacting, while the other half is texting me with things like, is she really bringing glittered sweet potatoes? I feel stuck. If I try to control it anymore, I'm the bad guy. But if I don't, Thanksgiving might turn into a tasting event for my sister's avant-garde cooking. So yeah, Thanksgiving is weeks away, and it's already become a family spectacle. I don't know whether to brace myself or just preemptively order pizza. And now, onto the latest updates. Alright, so Thanksgiving is now a little over 2 weeks away, and somehow things have escalated even further than I thought possible. I thought maybe my sister's Thanksgiving trio experience would be the peak of the drama. Well, turns out I was wrong. Since the last update, my sister has become fully committed to making her dishes the main attraction. She's been dropping hints in the family group chat, which I'm still not included in, but shout out to my cousin for the screenshots, about how this Thanksgiving will be one to remember and calling it her Thanksgiving debut. She's apparently been referring to herself as the Thanksgiving head chef and has hinted that she's bringing some kind of culinary surprise centerpiece that will transform the whole experience. I'm sorry, but she sounds unhinged and crazy. I wouldn't be inviting her to the cookout. From what I can piece together, she's planning a main statement dish in addition to her original 3 side dishes. I'm picturing something equally bizarre, but on a much larger scale, and honestly, I'm terrified. If her green bean casserole was already pushing it, I can't even imagine what she thinks is worthy of being the centerpiece. Then, to make things even weirder, my mum texted me privately and suggested that I step back this year and let my sister shine, since she's so excited about her contributions. My mum thinks that if we just give her this moment, it'll make her happy and she'll get it out of her system. She even hinted that maybe I should focus on decorations and drinks instead of the main dishes, which feels like an attempt to turn hosting over to my sister without actually saying it. So now, I'm left with a choice. Go along with my mum's plan and let my sister essentially hijack Thanksgiving, or keep pushing back and risk a family showdown. I just wanted a nice Thanksgiving with dishes that everyone would enjoy, but it seems like I'm either about to hand over the whole meal to her or prepare for some serious drama. Thanksgiving isn't even here yet, and it already feels like a circus. I'm half tempted to just sit back and see what chaos unfolds, but part of me is still worried about subjecting the whole family to whatever artistic statement she has planned. Catfrog says, maybe suggest that the entire dinner will be either at your sister's house or your mother's house. That way you can go and just enjoy the chaos without having to clean up before or after. Just don't show up hungry. Eat before you go. And OP says, you know what? That actually sounds like a genius idea. If my sister wants to take over the spotlight so badly, hosting at her house would give her all the freedom she needs to showcase her masterpieces without me having to worry about the setup, the cleanup, or the fallout. Plus, I just get to sit back, relax, and enjoy the chaos like the rest of the family. I could even pitch it in a way to showcase her hard work without stepping on my toes as host. If my mum's already on her side, maybe she'd even help to make the transition happen. At this point, I'm not sure why I didn't think of this sooner. It's the perfect solution for her main character moment and my sanity. Thanks for the idea. This might just save my Thanksgiving. Wife of Bath 1984 says, I cannot figure out why you still haven't cancelled hosting. If she wants to take over, let her do it in her own space. Why would you go through all that trouble to host your family when your sister is actively planning sabotage? I would have already bowed out. Yeah, seriously, I don't get this. Honestly, if the sister is being as much of an asshole to have a family group chat without the host, basically planning to hijack OP's home, cancel Thanksgiving and have your own. Confront your sister, say an anonymous family member has made you aware of her intent to hijack her damn house, and if she is so set on hosting, she can host herself at her house. OP sure as hell doesn't deserve to be disrespected and have to be the one whose house will need to be set up, cleaned, etc. Screw that. OP can chill at home with pizza, with whatever family who is not an ass, so the cousin basically, because this is honestly just a ridiculous mess, and sister can face the music when all her guests at her damn house and not OP's sit there gagging, puking, or not eating at all. I'm looking forward to that update. I'm so sorry that update hasn't happened yet. Obviously, it's not Thanksgiving yet, so I can't just go into the future. But this was a lovely story, and I look forward to reading the update after this happens because I want to know, does the sister host it at her house or not? That's going to be sick. I want the sister to host everything and to have really shit meals for everyone and have them have no option for better food at the house. She deserves that karma because she is stupid enough to walk into that trap. I cannot wait to cover it. That is going to be amazing. Thank you, OP, for sharing your family mess with us. I enjoyed it. And I'd love to know what you guys have to think down in the comments below. Let me know. And that's where I'm going to end today's episode, guys. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, I'll see you on the next one because you're going to come back, right? Bye.